Good morning. Let me ask you a question. In your mind's eye, how do you picture the kingdom of heaven? Do you picture streets paved in gold? When you think of God's eternal kingdom, do you envision a grandiose throne surrounded by heavenly hosts of angels? Or maybe it's just too spectacular to even get your head around. All you know for sure is that it's an out-of-this-world place that's everything that our here-on-earth existence isn't. Who's to say? While it may be all of that and more, here's how Jesus describes the kingdom of heaven. According to Matthew chapter 13, verses 31 through 33, Jesus says, "The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed planted in a field. It's the smallest of all the seeds, but it becomes the largest of the garden plants. It grows into a tree, and the birds come and make nests in its branches." Jesus also used this illustration. The kingdom of heaven is like the yeast a woman used in making bread. Even though she put a very little yeast in 3 measures of flour, it permeated every part of the dough. Do you notice that streets made of gold and grandiose thrones are somehow conspicuously absent from Jesus' kingdom of heaven description? And do you notice that Jesus used common, everyday here on earth stuff to describe the heavenly kingdom? So much for our glitzy and glamorous visions. Could it be that Jesus is trying to tell us that the kingdom of heaven isn't so much a place, but rather a relationship? A relationship between God and his children here on earth as it is in heaven? If that's the case, then it seems that in a kingdom of heaven relationship, a little bit here on earth goes a long way. For a tiny mustard seed makes a tree, says Jesus. A little yeast in the dough, Jesus says, and watch the whole loaf rise. Little children, he says, are the essence of the kingdom. A little boy's kid-sized sack lunch is all that's needed to feed a kingdom-sized feast of 5,000. Jesus' words and actions tell us that little things like a gentle touch, a focused look, or a conversation with a woman by the well yield amazing kingdom-sized results. Our here-on-earth conventional wisdom says, don't sweat the small stuff. But Jesus reminds us time and again to value the small stuff. Why? Because in the kingdom of heaven, a little means a lot. I guess you could even say that in God's kingdom, the seemingly small relationship stuff we do here on earth is more precious than gold. As you continue to live into your new, but hopefully temporary, socially distant norm, what can you do today to offer someone a little bit of the kingdom of heaven? Remember, just a little phone call to say, "Hi, I'm thinking of you," according to Jesus, is the stuff that heavenly streets of gold are made of. Just something to think about. In the meantime, keep on looking up and keep on loving one another. God's got this. We'll see you tomorrow.